Hey, Tria, thank you for tuning in and joining us for a very special We the People with Tricia Flanagan. We have some exciting news. We're launching something that is going to be a game changer in the healthcare industry. It's a game changer in the way we do health and wellness in this country as a whole. The way we are going to do medicine, I think, going forward is to restore health, not to rely on prescriptions that sometimes fix one problem but create another. And I'm thrilled to be joined by my colleague, everybody's favorite executive producer, Michelle Albergo. Welcome to the show, Michelle. Welcome to the show, all of our viewers. Let's dive right in. Shall we? Michelle and I, if you don't know, we both have a background in healthcare. Michelle has a more direct line to the patient. She's been a healthcare professional as a clinician for what, 30 years, Michelle, right?
Yes,
Can you tell us a little bit
I
about your
started when I
background?
was 10.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, I've been in clinical, in the clinical setting for about 30 years in imaging specifically, dealing a lot. My specialty was breast cancer and finding those little 4 millimeter breast cancers. But yeah, so I've been working one-on-one with patient care now, for about 30 years, and that makes me feel old. But it was a great career. Learned a lot. I think there's some things we need to do to help fix the system a little bit, though.
Yes, and that's part of what we're going to be talking about today. As you know, I authored the American Healthcare Restoration Act, and that was a return to doing medicine the way it was meant to be done, where, physicians and patients loved my plan because it allowed physicians to actually practice medicine without those algorithms, without all of those mandates from, pharma and pharmaceutical algorithms and formularies. Patients loved my plan because it allowed them great access to be treating anything that they might need to do health-wise with their own judgment in a cooperation with their own doctor. The only ones that hated my plan were the bureaucrats in the insurance industry and, of course, big government. They always hate stuff like that. They hate freedom to begin with. But, my background, as many of you know who have been following us for a while, my background in healthcare is that I started my career as a biochemist in immunology and oncology at Brown University. And I worked with something very exciting called lymphokine activated killer cells. And those are exciting to talk about at a cocktail party, believe me. If you want to clear a room, start talking about that. But, the advantage that I bring to the table now is that I started studying way back then in the late 80s, early 90s about how healthy cells function. And scroll forward all these years after being a biochemist and working in various industries, and then, of course, being in the political arena with the American Healthcare Restoration Act and running for Congress. I saw what worked, what didn't work, and I hearkened back to my roots as a biochemist and developed something that we're launching and talking about today. It's called Cell Fit. And what that is it's a unique combination of something called superoxide dismutase. Michelle's holding up the bottle right now. And we also added sea kelp there because sea kelp is nutrient packed, and it's the booster rocket for the superoxide dismutase that really supercharges your DNA. And this is something that I've worked on for several years. We finally brought it to market. We have, like Michelle showed the bottle. And what this is meant to do is we're going to be talking a lot about how superoxide dismutase really helps your cells not just become more healthy, but stay healthy. I think.
Oh, it's all right. Well, Tricia just froze up a little bit, so I'm going to talk a little bit. And what we also have to realize, we are made up of cells. Cells are the building blocks of life. We have approximately 50 to 100 trillion cells that make up our body. And I'm going to see if Trish can get back. If not, we may have to take a quick pause and come back
You
live.
have a glitch in the screen.
Oh,
Can you
you're
hear me?
back. All
Okay.
right. So
Sorry about
I was
that.
thinking about, that we have like 100 trillion cells in our body, and it's really important that we take care of them from that foundation, from the foundation level of our of what we are. We're made up of cells, 100 trillion of them.
That's right. And this, what I was saying, and I didn't realize we had cut out. So forgive me if I'm repeating myself, or if, if you didn't hear this, I'll say it again. So what Self-It is meant to do is it's meant to not just get you super healthy, but keep you that way. And it really does supercharge your DNA.
Oh, she's frozen again. So um, I'm thinking we may want to go to another link, because sometimes when this happens, we
We're
need to just,
losing.
yeah, we may need another link, you think?
You know what? I got a message from our platform that they are working on connection issues.
Oh,
So
great.
let's try this one more time.
Okay.
And if it keeps having issues, we'll dump and get another link. But as I
Okay.
was saying, superoxide dismutase, it really supercharges your DNA at the cellular level. And what's meant to do is to get you super healthy and keep you that way. And how does it do that? Well, superoxide dismutase is an enzyme. And it's an enzyme that is produced by healthy cells when you exercise. So super athletes have a really high level of superoxide dismutase in their system as they exercise. Now, not all of us have 8 to 10 hours a day to be in the gym or be running or be, or practice for some, professional level event. It's just not part of what we have chosen to do in life. We all probably could have been, professional athletes, but we chose different paths. But the exciting news is that this enzyme that has been proven to protect against severe illnesses like the one we all know has been part of the lockdowns. We're not going to say it because through this broadcast we're going to be using a little bit of shorthand and a little bit of code because we don't want to end up in Facebook prison again. We're rebels, but the issue is that we want to use this platform to get the truth out to all of you. So we're going to be using things in code. So when I say the what shall we call it, the situation, the lockdown situation, you know what I'm talking about. You know what virus I'm talking about. And the bottom line is that superoxide dismutase is an enzyme that has been proven to be protective for cells against a variety of illnesses, including that one.
Mhm.
And then when you go further, when you look at the studies that were done about the situation, the lockdown situation, what you see is that the highest risk factors were things like diabetes, obesity, cardiac issues, and other pulmonary illnesses. And so what you find is that people who exercise were not obese. People who exercise typically do not have diabetes. If they have something like a type 1, that's you can't do it. That's a pancreatic issue. That's a genetic issue. But if you have type 2 diabetes and you exercise, your A1C is a lot easier to manage and control. And what that did was, athletes, people who exercised, were not coming down with these illnesses. And superoxide dismutase was isolated as something that had a protective effect on cells and against illness. In addition to that, there are a myriad of health issues that people may have. Everything from in the oncologic arena to the immunologic arena to every cell in your body, your cerebro vascular system, your cardiovascular system, your your gastroenterology issue that you could have. All of these systems have one key that unlocks them all. And enzymes facilitate reactions. Superoxide dismutase is one of those enzymes that's a lock and key kind of mechanism. When you open that up, you open up all realms of not just cellular rejuvenation and cellular restoration, but cellular protection as well. So we are super excited to talk about this supercharging molecule, this supercharging enzyme. And again, it's Self-It, and we're going to be talking about that today. So let me, if anybody's interested, I'm going to pop up a way to get Self-It. If you want to grab that QR code, or if you want to go directly to cellfithealth.com, that's health.com, you can be part of this new healthcare revolution. So I'm going to leave that up for a little bit. But Michelle, maybe you can walk us through, some of the benefits from a clinical standpoint that you are looking to see and that you're excited to see about this product.
So there's actually a few things, and I'm going to start back. Not only am I a clinician for about 30 years, but I was also a fitness trainer for about 10 or 12 years a while back. And at that point, I was one of those gym rats. I might have been working out 8 hours a day, but of course, that's not reality. Most people, the general population, can't do that, nor do they want to. So here's where this excites me as a former athlete and fitness trainer who has now had several injuries to my shoulders and my back. So I obviously can't even work out like I used to work out. But now this fills that void. So that superoxide dismutase, or otherwise known as SOD, I can get that as in capsule form. And of course, everybody please stay active. This doesn't mean sit on the couch and be a couch potato. Stay active. It's always good for you to do that. So from the fitness aspect, I think it's awesome. From the clinical aspect, in a personal, I have a mom who suffers from Alzheimer's. Now, when we talk about it's a preventative, right? It can prevent disease. And what it also can do is help restore some of the damaged cells. Now, if the cells are dead, they're dead. But the damaged ones, so mom's going to be taking that, and we'll see down the line. So, and with Alzheimer's, that makes me very excited. The cancer preventative that CellFit will have that benefit as well, and arthritis. Like, people suffer from arthritis, and I think it will have a benefit as well with that. So I'm excited because, like you said, that it has a skeleton key. It's going to open up. It's not going to it doesn't differentiate from the cells. Like, it only works one type of cell. We have all kinds of cells, all kinds of body organ systems in our body, and it's going to be able to either restore and repair the damage, because we all suffer damage. We have something, I'm sure Tricia will get into, something called oxidative stress on cells through our environment, through foods that our cells inevitably can get damaged. And this will help repair that damage. And then it'll keep the cells that we have healthy. So it's very cool. I've never seen anything like this, and I'm excited to be part of the team. And I'm hoping that this is going to benefit millions of people across the country.
I think it will, and I'm honored, excited to be part of this. And this has been really a lifelong journey for me as a biochemist. And then, the 3 years of research we did on this product, you're not going to find a purer product out there. You might find other superoxide dismutase formulations on the market, but most of them are from China. We are proudly manufactured in the USA. And we have the American healthcare standards that are supposed to apply to medication across the board. What we've done is we've taken great pains to make sure that your product is pure, no fillers, no additives. When you look at the back of our bottle, we've got 2 ingredients: that superoxide dismutase and the booster rocket of sea kelp that's nutrient rich, that's packed with all of those elements and those vitamins and those minerals naturally to fight against that oxidative stress that you're talking about, Michelle. And so when you put those 2 entities together, we're the only one on the market that has those 2 purest products, superoxide dismutase and sea kelp. And when you put that together, you've got that booster rocket that's going to send you back into cellular restoration. And I want to talk a little bit about what we all know is the big fat elephant in the room about the lockdown situation. Anybody that has taken the let's call it the VX. We're talking in code again because we don't want to get thrown in Facebook prison again. So I'm gonna use code called the VX. I think you all know what that stands for. And if you've heard, everybody hears day by day what's happening with cardiac stress, not just oxidative cellular stress, but cardiac stress. When you hear about the cardiac tissue damage that's occurring, and when you see what's happening in the body, prolonged exposure to the spike protein, That is, I mean, that's like, that's like a little destructive force in some body types that's going to go in and cause havoc. What superoxide dismutase does is it helps that restorative process. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen with one pill, but it will over the course of time because, as you said, Michelle, it's the skeletal key. That enzyme is the skeleton key to open up and unlock all of those restorative systems. This is something that you definitely want to put in your repertoire of recovering from that VX situation. Now, whether you're, like Michelle said, whether you exercise or not, if you exercise, it'll bring you to the next level. If you don't, it's going to bring you to that cellular protection level that many get from exercise alone. And look, I used to be, I skied all my life. I played tennis. I was probably not the level of athlete that you were, Michelle, but the more commitments we have in life, the less we can dedicate to those things that we like to do. But the good news is that you can get back to the level of superoxide dismutase that your body was at by being in the gym or doing all those activities, and you can have it with one pill a day, and that's Selfit. Again, we have our QR code there. It's $49.95 a bottle. You can either, jump onto that QR code. It'll bring you right to the website, or you can go to selfithealth.com and get your 30-day supply. We have a limited quantity for launch. We are selling like hotcakes. So, don't worry if it sells out. We will be getting more. But if you want to make sure that you have your supply, please go to that website or go to the QR code. And again, it's selfithealth.com, and you can get a bottle. Try it. It's going to be a game changer, I think, in your healthcare regime. Michelle, can you tell us about, what your thoughts are? Let's delve a little deeper and let's look at the different problems that we're seeing and that are projected from the VX that people have taken. And even if you haven't taken that, I mean, good on you. That is, we're about medical freedom at Selfit and Azusa Laboratories. That's our parent company. And we're all about making sure that you have your healthcare rights. That's what I fought for as a congressional candidate. But the next step is, even if you haven't taken, I can't even say the GAB because you would get knocked for that. But if you haven't, you want to be protected. You want to be protected from those that have, because let's face it, they're more of a threat to those that haven't taken it than vice versa, like the CDC wanted to say. So talk a little bit about, even if you haven't, even if you're in that nice place of cellular fitness, there are benefits to staying there and taking it to the next level, aren't there, Michelle?
Well, absolutely. That is exactly right. We want to, if you're at that level, you want to stay there or take it up a notch. But of course with the, and I'm not going to say the word, but it brought a whole new set of problems for people. It's affecting them, whether it be cardiac, neurologic issues. It almost is causing, and I'm taking a leap, like people to sort of age quickly, and that happens when cells are damaged. You tend to age quicker. It's like, why do we, we put stuff on our face as our skin cells age? Because we look older. So if we can make our skin cells younger or in better shape, we'll look younger. So the same thing in the cells in our body, they can age, more rapidly and maybe cause some of these things. Anyway, Selfit is going to be the game changer in this, and also and I'm sure most of us at this point have had the not so much the VX, but the what are we calling it? The situation. I'm pretty sure most
the lockdown situation.
Yeah, most of us have gone through the lockdown situation, and even that can has been shown to, because that spiky thing is around and it can cause some damage. So there's a lot of damage that has been done because of this situation, and Selfit is going to help us restore that and repair that, and then protect it. So once we get it repaired, we protect it, and then we stay nice and healthy. And not that I'm thinking anything else is on the horizon, but we never know if there's any new thing that's going to come around that's going to cause another issue that could be a situation. And at least if we know that our cells are in tip-top shape, when that next thing comes around, if it comes around, our cells will be ready for it.
You're exactly right. And everything from, there's a stomach virus going around. I was just in church for Ash Wednesday, and one of the priests was talking about having a stomach problem. Viruses are around all the time. Fortunately, that was somebody that was getting better. But look, seasonally these things happen, and how many people take some of those prophylactic treatments, everything from zinc oxide to some of
Quercetin.
quercetin,
Yeah.
and some of the formulations that you can get that say airborne is one of them, and a lot of teachers take that when the new year rolls around, because you're going to get stuff, you're just going to get exposed. Well, those are things that are temporary treatment or temporary prophylaxes, echinacea, things like that. And those things are not without their side effects. If you take echinacea, you can have allergic reactions. If you take some of the components of some of these other prophylactics, you can have issues that crop up, and they're temporary. This is something that you could take this. There's no contraindication with other medications. We have a derivative that is not plant-based, so you're getting maximum absorption. We're the only branded product on the market right now. Cellfit is the only branded product of superoxide dismutase, or SOD, that has that more absorbable form. It's not a plant-based. It's bovine-based. It's something that is going to be readily you're going to have immediate uptake into your cells. Things like that, the attention to detail, and like I said, we're manufactured in the United States of America. We have the highest levels of purity standards. We've run on this first batch 2 FDA-required tests. We passed with flying colors, and the bottom line is you don't get that with things that come from China. You don't get that from things that are not, that don't have that attention to detail. So you're getting a pure product. If you Google superoxide dismutase or SOD, you're going to come up with a number of options. Well, number one, they don't have the sea kelp that we have, those rich nutrients that are also going to be not just a booster rocket, but also help facilitate the rejuvenation of cells and protect against the oxidative damage that you talked about. So all in all, I mean, for $49.95 for a 30-day supply, for under $2 a day, for about $1.50 a day, you're taking the measures that are important to not just restore health, but to make sure that your cells are protected down the line. Just like super athletes were super protected from some of these lockdown situations. We didn't see it in those that exercised. We saw it in those that had the cellular damage already to begin with. This is something that we developed to specifically address that. So, we're super excited about this. And what we want to do is, I'm going to bring up this link. Again, it's cellfithealth.com. You can ask questions right on that website. We are super high touch because we want to get you the information that you need, and we want to keep everybody informed. Look, the situation in America right now is that there's a block on medical freedom. Big pharma wants to have you do it their way. And look, full disclosure, I worked for big pharma for half of my career, but that did not stop me from making sure that I understood where they hide their secrets. I know where they keep the money, and that's why I authored the American Healthcare Restoration Act, because I know how to leverage what they're trying to do to our benefit. I've been a freedom fighter ever since, and as you all know, I ran for Congress, if you've been following me for a while, and this is something that we feel very strongly about, that we need to bring to the marketplace to make sure that you have access to the right medical treatments, that you have access to medical freedom. We don't sell any of your data. We don't we don't send it to any government agencies. When you buy CellFit, you're investing in your healthcare future, and you're also guaranteed that we're not going to We're not giving any data to any government agencies because that's just not what we're about. We're about medical freedom, healthcare restoration, and cellular rejuvenation that you're going to get with this unique product that you won't find anywhere else. So, Michelle, do you have any final thoughts before we wrap up? We'll jump
My,
off here in a few minutes.
my
But
question,
what are your final
my only
comments and
question is,
viewers?
why would you not want to take this? After hearing everything that this little capsule holds, this bottle's closed, but this is a tiny little capsule holds that protection that we need and to optimize our health without side effects, without chemicals, without fillers. So I guess my question is, why wouldn't you take it?
Well, exactly. I think that's an excellent question. And you're exactly right, because this is a molecule, this is an enzyme that's produced by your own body. It's something that's produced during intense exercise that has been proven. It's been studied for decades, and it's been proven to be cellularly protective and restorative and rejuvenative. And so we're the first to put it in this unique combination with that attention to detail and purity. Read the CellFit story on the website. The website, again, that's cellfithealth.com. Click on take the QR link to the journey right to our website, and and see for yourself. This is something that really will be a game changer in healthcare from this point on. It's time to supercharge your DNA. So with that, I think we'll wrap up this very special episode of We the People. We wanted to bring you this immediate launch news, hot off the press, that this is something that is going to launch us into the next stratosphere of healthcare. So in the meantime, please think about it. Join us on the website. Connect with us. We love to hear from you, and see it, like it, and buy it, because it's an investment in your healthcare restoration and preservation. So thank you for joining us on We the People. Until next time, God bless you. God bless our great President Donald J. Trump, and God bless the United States of America. We'll see you soon. Bye now.